Welcome, welcome. All right. Hello, everybody. So you are joining us for another installment of the Ultimate Living Origin Form Pokédex. We're currently playing Leaf Green right now, and the goal at present for today is to catch all the shiny Pokemon that we can from Mount Moon. We do have limited resources in terms of Pokeballs, so I'm going to do my best to try to catch everything first ball, maximize my chances there, just so that we have a little bit of view of the project so far. We've been catching every shiny throughout on our way, with the exception of some that are later stages that we'll catch later. Excuse me. I have also been mapping out some future shiny spreads so that I won't need to be searching for them on the fly. And so I've kind of figured out exactly which frames I need for every encounter in Mount Moon already. So basically, the entire time during the stream today, I'm just going to be RNG manipping and doing my best to find my targets. The first of which will be a shiny Clefairy. We will need 2 of them since you can't find Clefable anywhere, and this is also the only place in the game you can find Clefairy outside of the game corner. But we will go ahead and RNG 2 wild Clefairy. Not back to back. I think we'll start and we'll end with a Clefairy encounter. That's how the seeds kind of line up. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. First, let me double check exactly how many Pokeballs I have. Okay, so I only have 3, and we have 5 encounters, I believe. Actually, we have 6. So what I'll probably do is I'll go through a bit of Mount Moon, battling some trainers, gathering some items, so that hopefully by the end of it, we have at least the minimum number of Pokeballs to catch everything, because obviously, once we get past Mount Moon and we jump over that edge, we won't be able to come back, at least not for a while. And I'd like to go ahead and get all of these done as we play through the game. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get through this mountain here. Didn't actually mean to do that, but that's fine. So hopefully, with all the money that we get from these early and trainer counters and these items we can probably sell as well, that'll hopefully be enough to get everything that we need, all the Pokeballs. And I'm pretty sure, are there items in like these craters? Is that just a Let's Go thing? I can't even remember. There's so many features from Let's Go that I remember. I think back, like, was that a thing in the original? Definitely a lot more diversity of Pokemon encounters per route. It's another thing I really liked about Let's Go. Double Slap was basically invented to waste time. That's all it's for. And I would argue that also wastes a good bit of time. Very good amount of time. Max Leap turns, nice. Oh, you got me. Definitely a leech seed situation. You don't like Mr. Mime? I don't know, I think Mr. Mime has a certain appeal. Maybe that's a hot take. Damn, these magnets and Pokeballs really don't like to stay asleep, do they? You could do without it? Well, you wouldn't be the only one to say that. Do you prefer Galarian, Mr. Mime? At least that one has some charm, right? Less creepy. I mean, maybe it's still creepy. A little bit, but... Long for the gesturing, that's quite the line. Yeah, Mr. Rhyme is pretty charming, I'd say. Hmm. I sure hope it is. It's definitely a shiny you want. Most people would want. Do you like the Mega Feraligatr that they introduced? That one's pretty divisive. Or yeah, the giant crocodile hood definitely isn't appealing to everyone. I would also probably fall in that camp of not liking it as much, not enjoying it. Yeah, Meganium has also kind of, I mean, I think it's more liked than Feraligatr, but I've heard many people complain that, oh, it's just, you know, a bunch more flowers on the neck. But personally, I feel like that's exactly what it needed. You know, because the original form is all like big green dinosaur, one flower on it, like it needs more flourishes, I guess you could say. So I like the way that they executed it for the most part. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, they had the opportunity to modify the body plans of really all of them. And that wasn't the approach in every case. They added a big hood for Feraligatr, more flowers for Meganium, and Embor got like more armor or whatever, more stuff. But they're all basically the same in terms of their dimensions. And I feel like they were more willing to kind of modify that with previous megas. I really like shiny Embor. I think the altered colors make it super cool. But regular Embor, yeah, not a huge fan. Oh crap, did I run out of grass moves? Just in time for Onyx, well. Here we are. Yeah, the shiny really makes it. Insane defense stat. That's all Onyx has, really. Furthering the Sparkle Dog allegations. You got some serious one-liners, I'll give you that. Sure, I get that. Set it apart just a little bit more. I'm gonna go heal to get some grass moves. They sure do. I couldn't tell you. I definitely know there were quite a few when the initial slate of megas were released. But I barely remember all the new megas that were put into ZA, because I haven't played it. So no first-hand experience there. Uh-oh. Okay, let me check how much money I have. That's enough for 7 Pokeballs, because it's like 200 a pop, so that should be good enough. So let's go ahead and work our way back to the mart, buy some more Pokeballs, and then we'll go ahead and knock out some of these shiny encounters. Anything else I want to sell for some extra change? Yeah. Probably don't need an antidote. Everything else is pretty important, okay. And out of habit, of course, I always click select, thinking I can just hop on my bike. But we are not there yet. So most of these, I'm going to have to go to the basement floor of the cave. I'll definitely need to go down there for Clefairy, because Clefairy is a 1% encounter up here at the very top. But if you go all the way to the bottom, it rises to a 6%, making the spread available to us. And this is the Paris section, so there's a lot of Paris encounter slots up here. And when we get to Paris, we will catch it right in this spot. Are those the only ones with type changes? That surprises me. What's up, Shargo? I can't forget Ampharos and its majestic mane. Oh, we should have sold the star piece. But we have enough Pokeballs, I think. We're going to catch most of them first ball, naturally. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. I'm doing great. It's getting warm out here, so I'm trying to stay cool and not die of heat exhaustion. And I don't think that's going to be an issue, at least for the next few hours here, so... What about you? You doing okay? Yeah, in terms of like the upgrades and design, like, and especially, you know, talking about, oh, it's a simple change, like just adding hair to it. That was kind of my complaint from the earlier ones, so they're just like adding on to it a little bit, but I mean, with Ampharos, it's just, it works so well. I don't know how else to describe it. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I can... We'll probably do some of the RNGs down here. And we'll go ahead and fight you, for whatever reason. I know, it's been a while since I've gotten vitamin D. Say goodbye to consistent accuracy, Ivysaur. You won't know what that is for a long time. Oh yeah, I'm sure spring is going to be too full of pollen to really enjoy being in the outdoors, and then the summer it kind of calms down a little bit. Alright, there's nothing else down here. So I'm going to set up camp, and we will go ahead and jump into this Clefairy RNG. We will start and we will end with Clefairy. It's the, well, hold on. Let me make sure you are in front. Yep, all is right in the world. My settings are correct. We can go ahead and jump in here. So, I have everything mapped out ahead of time so that we don't need to waste anything. We can go ahead and jump right in. And Route 4 is not what we want. We want Mount Moon. Basement floor. And as you can see, we have a Clefairy encounter at this marker. Now, 4,700 is a pretty good weight, but Clefairy is also a pretty rare encounter in general. So we unfortunately do have to give it a fair bit of time before we get to it. So this first one is going to take some time. Unless, of course, I hit it first try, then, you know, won't be that big of a deal. But regardless, let's go ahead and go to the 10 Lines website, plug in all the info, and get on with it. Get on with our very first RNG. And you are quiet, 3026-2. $823.18. So we are looking for stereo, L equals A, or L and R, sorry. Extra button none, A press. These are the milliseconds for our timer in the seed, or the seed timer. And these are advances in game. That's going to be over 1.5 minutes per attempt. So hopefully we can dial in quickly. Sure we can. Sure, it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. You're getting into the 90s, dang. Yeah, that's hot. That's could be reserved for summer. Would be nice to have a lake to walk around. I'm not necessarily near any bodies of water, unfortunately. Since we're in a cave, I would also suspect that our calibration for the advances is going to be a little bit off initially, so sorry to dash anyone's hopes for first encounter shiny. Yeah, 94, that's insane for how early it is in the year. Yeah, 40 Celsius has got to be really hot. I'm not super familiar with Celsius, but I do know that 30 Celsius is usually like average summer weather, like it's warm. So 40 must be very hot. Yeah, snow one day and 80 degrees in another. We've experienced that too. Yeah, you were spot on. Okay, looks like I was early on the seed and 6 late on the encounter. But this is method 4, so method 4 is going to be a little bit different. So I kind of don't want to make an adjustment. I mean, if I did... I mean, I might as well, because either way, I'm probably going to have to do another test run. So I'll say that I was... Yeah, I'll say that I was 6 late. And go from there. Yeah, I'm loving the summer sun too, and I'll probably hate it a month from now. Gets old very fast for me. I prefer it to be cool, generally speaking. So the AC is my friend. Our summers are usually pretty humid. So whatever temperature it is, it feels hotter. The air is thicker. Yeah, and if it's getting up to 80 degrees or in the 90s, I don't know if I could do it. That'd be tough. Yeah, I just think the weather is going to get more and more extreme in the future, unfortunately. Where is Impish? Oh. Okay, on seed and 1 frame early. Wow. We're in the pocket. Do I want to calibrate that? Because that A press felt really good. Nah. But yeah, we are very close. Surprised. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be. I've been practicing this a lot, guys. I feel like I should be pretty much on the money most of the time. You'd think so, but I definitely have my days. When I was trying to finish Viridian Forest, I don't know what was going on that day. I was really having some trouble with that one and with some of the ones on Route 3. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of work. Most of the encounters so far are just kind of like the normal encounters. I do have like over a full box of shinies at this point. Especially when you think about playthrough of Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think I have almost 2 combined boxes full of shinies. So it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know if the ability to pause buffer would make it easier or harder. It would definitely give me more control, but then I'd have to be precise with the pause buffering, and I don't know. I knew it. I hit the same Geodude twice in a row. I just knew I would. Alright, I'm calibrating. Hold on. I'm not even going to check this. I know I hit the same one. I know it in my bones to be true. So we're just gonna go from there. I knew I should have calibrated. Dang it. Was the last beep delayed? I mean, sure, it's always Eon Timer's fault. It's never my fault. Clearly, of course. No, we always keep Eon Timer accountable. Never me, just the timer. Hmm. Oh, really? I had a pretty easy time with the Diamond Pearl Platinum rhythm games. Like those were kind of intuitive to me, but I have tried the BDSP ones and they're a little bit harder for some reason. Maybe it's because I can't use the touch screen, like hitting the button at the right time versus tapping it is somehow less intuitive to me. Yeah, I guess it's one input in isolation versus multiple beats in rhythm. Slightly different skill, maybe. All right. I do think that I was probably late on the seed this time, would be my guess. But we'll go ahead and check it. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We won't check it, because twice in a row I was on seed and 1 frame early. So after calibration, I should be getting this guy. Uh-oh. What button did I press? Damn it, I'm getting this guy. No more calibrations. No more checking. I'm getting it. What is unfortunate is I have messed around with the BDSP contests, but I've never actually done it enough to get the Twinkling Star ribbon, which unfortunately means my 2 ribbon masters that I made several years ago are out of date. They need to be updated. I didn't like that one either. Yeah, they're just sitting in my Pokemon home with almost all the ribbons they can get. They also don't have the marks and stuff you can get in Scarlet and Violet either. I've been meaning to get around to that. But I think it's just too much right now. Alright, that seed felt good. I feel confident. I feel like this is the run right here. Yeah, what's funny is I basically RNG manipped a perfect shiny Mew in Emerald a long time ago, except I had to use an emulator to get the right ID on it. So, you know, to me, it's not like fully like a part of my official collection. It's just like, you know, a little thing I did, and it's legit and everything, but it's not, or it's legal, but it's not in my mind like, you know, what I would usually keep in my collection. And I will be doing it the old-fashioned way for this challenge when I get my Mew. Ooh, that press felt a little late. Did I squander it? Did I let it slip through my fingers? Yes, I did. 100% I did. That sucks. Because I'm pretty sure I was on seed there. I let the nerves get the better of me. Sure, yeah, be careful what you call feasible and not feasible around me. But, I mean, you're still not wrong. It still isn't really feasible, even though I technically did it. Alright, let's make this one be the one. That one also felt kind of late. I'm slipping. Or am I? Yeah, I'm slipping. Or maybe I wasn't on seed that time, who knows? That's basically right, yeah. I had to do it a bunch of times just to see which IDs I would typically hit. And then I picked a SID pair with one of them. Or, I mean, I can make any individual trainer ID and any individual PID can be made shiny with any trainer ID as long as you have the right secret ID with it. So I found some TIDs that I would likely hit or that I was hitting around. And I found what secret ID would make the combination of that TID and the PIDs of the starter and the wild encounter shiny. And then that's how I determined which secret ID I was going to aim for. Yeah, no, there was no particular ID that I wanted. I just wanted to make them both shiny by whatever means necessary. I could have tried different ranges initially and then found the right range to get a specific number, but that would have been even more tedious. That A press felt good. Damn. Alright, let's check what this is. One seed late, one frame late. So in theory, well, actually, no, I was on frame. So in theory, I would have been one frame early. It's going to be close regardless. Truly the perfect trainer ID. Straight zeros. Right, yeah. You can easily get that ID in Gen 3 if it's just in Ruby and Sapphire. That's also probably a seed late. I'm going to try that again. Yeah, having gone through what I did in Emerald and seeing all the successes that people in Japan have had with their ID RNGs, I think I could definitely do it. And it would be much more feasible, I think, to get a specific trainer ID in Emerald or Fire Red and Leaf Green without considering what the secret ID is. If you're just trying to get the trainer ID, because I did that, I got the trainer ID I was looking for, like, I think 5 different times throughout the process, and the secret ID was off on all of them except the final, so. That's what makes it truly hard, is getting both at the same time. Adding just one more frame perfect input really makes a difference. I mean, obviously, these RNGs, Fire Red and Leaf Green, normal RNGs, are that much more hard just because of the double frame perfect, even though usually I don't have too much of an issue being frame perfect in isolation or after a few tries. Yeah, thank goodness I don't really care about the individual game IDs per game. I think it's because I knew from the outset that it would just be insane for me to spend a bunch of time trying to get certain IDs in not only Fire Red and Leaf Green, but Emerald as well, and all the playthroughs I have to do and all of that. Like, it would just be such a time sink just getting those IDs, even though eventually I would be able to do it. It would take months, if not even like over a year maybe, just to get the IDs. So not really worth it to me, as satisfying as it would be for all the Pokemon in the challenge to have a similar ID. And the same would be true, you know, for like later games where RNG manipulating your ID isn't really possible. Then what am I just going to soft reset forever? Also, Bazinga. Tiny Clefairy. Jeez. Coming out strong. Clefairy, this Clefairy is not messing around. All right, let's see if we can catch this first ball. We are limited on resources here. Yeah, seriously. But of course, we got that with no issue. All right. Clefairy is locked and loaded. And we will catch one more eventually, but not right this second. Yeah, easy. Nothing to it, really. Our next target, let me see. Let me check my secret list here, my reference list. Our next target is Zubat. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to do that. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay, cool. Thank you. So the next one is Zubat, and this is our seed here. And we still want to be in the basement for this. Yeah, this is fine. Much shorter wait, thank goodness. I don't think we're going to have as near long enough of a wait for any of the other targets. Maybe the last Clefairy will have a long wait, but I'm not sure. I think it's shorter, if I'm remembering correctly. So let's go ahead, plug everything in here. And this is a female Zubat rash. Excuse me. Sheesh. $123.29. $19.27.15. And you, one of you is it? Frame 2000? No, you're not it. So you must be it. Yes. Stereo, LNR, seed button A, held none. All right. Let's do this. Oh yeah, Gen 6 and 7, you can do your RNG just fine, but for the Switch games, in most cases I would say that's probably not doable, maybe in BDSP, but I don't really need to play BDSP for the most part, except for the Arceus encounter. Yeah, Shargo, going back to the TID and Emerald, I think it's not that Japanese Emerald is more consistent, but it's that their tools are calibrated for Japanese Emerald specifically, and they haven't really adjusted for the other versions. That's what I think is going on. One frame late on the seed and on frame for the frame. One seed late, on frame. I don't suppose you want to be the one to do some of that research. I'm definitely not going to. My time with that is basically over. Oh, I didn't hold the button. I think we're definitely a long ways out before the other versions become viable. I mean, they're definitely viable. You could happen upon the ID you're looking for by chance, and then narrow in on it. When I first learned about Timer Zero and the speed at which things advance in the naming screen, I was definitely intimidated. So I'm used to things moving in 16 millisecond increments. But now we're talking like multiple movements, multiple thousand movements in a second. It's crazy. Hey, that looks really nice. Wow. Oh, you're trying to astonish me? I mean, you already have, really. Damn. 2 crits back to back. You're fighting. Oh wait, wrong plant. Not you, not you. You are the plant that I want. Yeah, honestly, this is a very nice coloration in Gen 3. Alright, Ivysaur, as long as you don't miss enough times for it to go back in the green, there you go. Big ol' Unreliable. That's his name, don't wear it out. Very sick color scheme, though. Alright, where are the bats? There you are. Female Zubat. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back and heal real quick. Oh, I'm deeper in the cave than I remembered. Spearow, no! Don't think I've ever seen 1 HP of damage done in that kind of situation. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Wouldn't it be wild if I encountered something in the middle of the Pokemart? Or the, Poke Center? That would be a fun little Easter egg, wouldn't it? To, like, have very rare and specific encounters with sweet scent in places that you wouldn't normally encounter Pokemon. I think that'd be pretty sick. Alright, I don't think I'm going to be needing... Well, no, I'll hold on to you just in case. In case you can do, like, just a little bit more damage. Tip the scales. You know what is kind of crazy, though, is we continue to find new Easter eggs and little side mechanics, or even just, like, repurposing side mechanics in these games to this day. The first thing that comes to my mind is painting RNG. Like, that wasn't something that anyone knew about, or we knew we could utilize, except for the last, you know, like 5 years now. Very recent discovery, and there are all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, the biggest one in my mind right now that's the most recent is the fact that Emerald Pokedex entries can be shiny, thanks to Blue Boy Finn for highlighting that. But that's, you know, a minor thing, of course, but I thought that was really cool. And just goes to show there's always new things we're discovering in these games. Intended or not, is basically all I'm saying. So you know what's funny is actually the next couple encounters are not in the basement floor 2, they're in basement floor 1 and the first floor. So I need to go back up a staircase to encounter this, but if I type in this seed here, we have our... oh wait, that's not right. Oh yeah, because we're in the wrong... we go to basement floor 1. Yeah, that's a Paris. So we're good. Okay. Copy all that info in here. You are calm, 31526. And I've already lost 31526. There we go. And 82615. This one's going to be even faster to hunt. Even faster resets, which is all right in my book. Alright, so let's go back up floor. Why not do it on the ladder? Actually, can we even get encounters on the ladder? I don't know. Just step off for a moment. Yeah, that's a mystery to me why they would even need to have something assigned to it, because all you need is the PID to display the pattern. You don't need a TID paired with it. I guess it's kind of like a similar reason to the fact that all Pokemon have TIDs assigned to them, whether that's trainers Pokemon, and then wild Pokemon get that assigned to them when they're caught. But I don't know, it is kind of weird. Maybe like a way to make things more efficient. I also don't know. I probably know what Shiny Paras looks like, but might be hard to notice at first. More yellow-orange. Well, let's see it then. Let's see exactly what that is. Don't think that's it. Yeah. Sunbird, like how we're all gonna be soon. Got it. I'm gonna give it one more try before checking. I suspect I haven't been on seed. Let's see. Alright, I'll check this one. When did I get Electrode? I don't think I've gotten Shiny Electrode yet. What could you be referring to there? Yeah, it is a static. It's not a wild encounter, so... But I don't think I got Electrode, did I? I thought I was saving that for this playthrough. Alright, I'll look in a second. Also, you're holding a mushroom, aren't you? Alright, hold on, let me narrow my range here. 900. 1100. Alright, one seed early, one frame late. So. Gotcha. Yeah, so on the left-hand side, those are all the normal forms. On the right-hand side, those are the shiny forms. I know the symbols aren't the most clear thing in the world, I think. What is it? The, up here at the top, the shiny sparkles, and then this is supposed to be normal version, so obviously clearly, clear communication there. Felt like a good A press. Felt really good. Not good enough, apparently. And I've hit this one many times, so let's see what you are. What are you? That's 1C late and 2 frames early. That's kind of weird. Perhaps I do need to calibrate on the advances. Next time I'm on Seed, I'll see. That was late too. I just know it. I have a feeling. You're not the same, are you? Are you Rash? No, you're different. One seed early on frame, it looks like. All right, you're new, so let's see who you are. You are also lonely. In fact, you're a lonely boy. All right. On seed, 1 frame late. Is what it is. Hey, that's definitely tan. Also, I should not be using a flying type move on you. So we will be using this Bulbasaur after all. Thank you, Siri. Just what I needed. Okay. Bulba, come on. You can at least get it to red, or get it to... No? Alright, well. We tried. Wait, does sleep powder work on you? Yeah, it works. Alright. Let's hope we can still catch first ball here. Very nice. Yeah, these Pokemon are fighting back pretty hard overall, I'd say. Alright, where is Paris? And Parasect, I wonder. It couldn't be this far down. There you are. Alright. So we'll come back down here. Where's Geodude? Because that's our next target. Yeah, right there. Alright, let me go back to the Pokemon Center, revive Spearow, because I'm pretty sure that's still our best bet to weaken Geodude, and we don't need to be in the lower floors for the next RNG. We actually have to be on the top one, or at least that's the ideal place to be. Oh wait, actually Spearow's full health. What am I talking about? It's Bulbasaur that, well, now it isn't. I doubt 1 HP is going to make a difference. Are you going to make it 2? Make it 2 HP. You're going to make it 3? 3 HP. You're going to make it 4? No, you're not. Thanks. I might as well heal anyway. I'm going to try to catch the other two at higher levels. Yes, that does entail booming, the potential for booming, but there will be resources available to prevent that moving forward, is all I will say. And we got a tiny mushroom, too, for our trouble. Yes, Golduck, Poliwhirl. Also, the Poliwhirl line is also useful there. So we should be good. Alright. Our first Geodude. And our only Geodude for now, anyway. We will catch some more Geodude and Graveler moving forward. The next seed we're looking for is this one. And if we change this to the top floor, we get a Geodude at 1800. So that's the plan there. Hasty female 02121. $624. Pretty bad IVs overall for this one. Not the greatest. And you are slot 2, so you're this one. Yeah, the frog dudes. All I will say is, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. Do you understand me? Indeed. All right, let's get this shiny rock. This gold nugget, if you will, this Cheeto nugget. First try, come on. 2 in a row. It's bound to happen. Nope. How silly of me to think I could do such a thing. I'm a lonely boy. Nope, don't want to do that. 1 seed late, 1 frame early. It's getting warm. That felt good. Felt really good. Yeah. Figures. Let's check this one too. On seed, 1 frame late. Yeah, isn't there something with your circadian rhythm? As you get closer and closer to your wake-up time, your body starts to heat up a little bit. Pretty sure that's how it works. You are a boulder, but are you a rock? I mean, you might as well go ahead and jump into Fire Red and Leaf Green. There's really nothing different in terms of, like, technically what you're doing. It's just you have to do the frame press twice. And in my experience, doing the initial seed part feels a little bit differently than just hitting the button at the right time, because you have to hold it to get the right seed. So I would definitely encourage you to start practicing in Fire Red and Leaf Green just to get a feel for it. And you'll get it eventually. What in particular amino do you want to get from Fire Red and Leaf Green? Is there a specific target, or you just want to generally be able to RNG in these games? No, I'm not using blackout buttons, and I don't have to for the most part. At least I don't think I will need to. Since I don't need any particular spreads, I'm just trying to find a bunch of different early frames. And I think there's plenty without me having to do that. I'm not actually even holding any buttons for the most part with the seeds. Oh yeah, blue gloves are pretty sick. Yeah, there's been no need to do any of the held buttons or the blackout or anything. Oh, come on. That one felt good. I'm gonna check what you are. Yeah, if you want to do like a static encounter, that would probably be easier than wild encounters, at least marginally. There's less interference, you know, less moving NPCs generally. And the spreads are more separated. One frame early on the seed, that's why. And I was on target. Once you get dialed into what kind of seeds you're hitting or where you are on that spectrum, it's not usually super hard to figure out what you landed on. But it is hard in that first step when you don't have a calibration for your seed, knowing exactly where you are. All that Sweet Scent really does is it just adds more delay in the encounter, and you just have to account for it when you're doing all that. Yeah, NPCs are the worst. It's another early seed, I think. But yeah, I would say definitely, without hesitation, go ahead and jump into Fire Red and Leaf Green, calibrate your initial seed, get that out of the way, and then if you throw yourself at it enough times, eventually you're going to get that Hitmonchan with the blue gloves. It's only a matter of time at that point. Oh. Knocked my desk a little bit there. Whew. I don't think we're quite there yet. I've been close to flipping tables at certain points, but yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah, to my knowledge, the birds are that way and the starters are that way, but every other static Pokemon that you receive is it's what you would normally think, where you hit yes to accept it or to take it. You don't want to see the table flipping stream. You don't want to see that. I'm sure we'll get there, though. When we start going for these shiny legendaries and I'm trying to catch them in a Pokeball, you might see something flip. All right, I think we've been waiting long enough for this little nugget here. I think it's about time we went ahead, just hit the right frame. Can we do that? Absolutely not. I will not be using Teachy TV. What would be the reason for that in my mind? I mean, okay, so there's a world where I might use Teachy TV to get a really high IV shiny legendary, maybe. Something that's useful, like Zapdos or Mewtwo. But other than that, definitely not. I will not be using Teachy TV. I don't need to turn any of these into a frame-perfect RNG. Or a triple frame-perfect, I meant to say. The cherry on top, yeah. Well, the thing with the Mewtwo is even if I encounter it, there's definitely no guarantee I'm going to catch it. Hello, Nugget. By the way. Now that's a rock, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, goodness. It's going to take us a while to get you down, isn't it? There's not much you can do to me. You don't know a rock move, I don't think, anyway. Boom. Yeah, we don't speak that word with the Geodude family. Watch your profanity. I don't really have a better way of weakening this Geodude, so we're just gonna have to Peck away and pray. Absolutely. No boulders in the vicinity. But we're almost there. Almost to half health. All right. I'll do one more for good measure. Except I won't do that, actually. But I think this is enough. We're below half health. It's what we like to see. Absolutely. All right. We are almost done with Mount Moon. We might get to make it all the way through today. That would be very nice. And you're checked off here. We will not be getting Graveler or Golem, because we're going to wait for some high revolutions, catching them at a higher level anyway. So that just leaves moving on to the next encounter, which is a male Zubat, also on the top floor. So I will need to probably heal so that Spearow can go ahead and weaken that. But that is this guy right here at 2,700, so a little bit longer of a wait compared to these other ones. But nothing crazy, nothing we haven't dealt with before. It is bold, 11, 15, 17. $16, 24, 4. Stereo LR, C button A, held none. All right, 45 seconds basically per reset. It's going to be a little bit of a wait, but if I hit it in the first couple tries, then there's no issue, right? So I'm just going to do that. Let's say I'm just going to do that. Also, I think that Geodude is probably going to be a more handy way to weaken things than Bulbasaur, so I'm just going to drop you off here for now and keep Geodude in the party. And once again, this guy is on the first floor, so we don't need to go anywhere. And because I'm coming in hot after that Geodude, we're just going to hit this first try. 2 in a row. It's very simple. And that way, the long wait, not going to be an issue. It's not going to be a problem at all. Paris. Wasn't expecting to see you. One seed early, as I suspected, and one frame late, which wouldn't necessarily say I suspected, but makes sense. Does make sense. On seed, one frame late. That makes sense. I must attack the button a little bit more thoroughly here. All right, consider the button thoroughly attacked. Oh. Pretty sure I was off seed there, so that's why. The one thing that I think is strange is throughout this whole process, I feel like I've become less consistent with hitting the initial seed correctly. I don't really know why that is. I know that when I made the change a couple streams ago, it was hard getting used to. Maybe I'm still getting used to this new calibration, I don't know. There you are. Just as beautiful as ever. As beautiful as the one that came before. Alright, hopefully a crit doesn't kill. Yeah, thank goodness. Oh, you do 2 HP to Ivysaur, not 1. That's impressive. So far, we've caught first ball every time, so we're very good in terms of Pokeballs. Yep. Alright, we are definitely cooking. And we only have one more encounter, the final Clefairy. And since we didn't really lose any HP that time either, I think I can go straight there. Once I check Zubat number 2 off. You're farther down? Where are you? Yeah, there you are. Alright. The Zubats are done. Not the Zubat line, but the Zubats. We'll catch 2 gold bats. At some point in the future. Excuse me. And now the only thing left to do is plug in our last seed for the final encounter of Mount Moon, Clefairy, to complete the line. And this one is much closer if we change that to basement floor 2. We have a Clefairy at 1900, which is much, much better than 2700. Rash? Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's Rash Nature 0, 30, 18. $30, 18, 14. This one right here. And before we begin, we do need to get to the second floor, basement floor, so let's go ahead and find that first entrance there. And now we are in position. And we can finish Mount Moon for our shiny encounters. That seed felt a little late. We will see what's going on here. Yeah, obviously not. All right, y'all. Give me just a minute. I have to step away for a moment, but I will be right back. All right. All right. We're back in it. Don't think this is worth calibrating on or checking. Is there egg RNG in fire red and leaf green? There is, but it sucks. Don't do it, basically. If you have ruby, sapphire, or emerald, do it there instead, even if it's for a Kanto Pokemon. Do all your breeding in the Hoenn region, not in this game. One seed late on frame, so we're still right about where we've been the whole time. That one felt good. I wonder where you are. You might be one early. If I had to guess, I'd guess on seed one early. No, I was one seed late and one frame early. Mount Moon is almost completed. Once I catch this thing, we can call it. And once again, Clefairy putting a hurt on this Spearow. Serious hurt. Good thing we have Geodude in the back. Oh, it's an animal, all right. It's a wild animal. It sure can. No more comments about the pounding. All right. We are done with Mount Moon. Small milestone. But it is certainly nice to be taken down another area. Boom shakalaka. All right. I am going to go back to the Pokemon Center, heal everybody up, and then we'll charge right through. All right, who do I want to kind of carry with me around? Geodude is probably going to be useful. Clefairy's also probably going to be useful, so I'll just take out Zubat. We'll put you in this order here, just for my sanity. And then that leaves one party slot open for the next Pokemon we have to catch, which I believe is Sandshrew. We are moving pretty quickly, that's right. Which I am a big fan of, knocking these guys out in a timely manner, let's say. On schedule. One step too many. We actually don't have to battle all of the extra trainers anymore for money, because where we're going, there will be a pretty useful way to max out our money stores, which I will be taking advantage of. I'm sure some of you already know. It will not be the mail glitch, but it will be the nugget bridge trick, that's right. We'll take advantage of it while we can. I actually forgot about it in Fire Red. It would have been useful because we did have to buy a bunch of Pokemon from the game corner. Then again, it's one nugget a pop, and takes a little bit of time to lose the battle and walk up over, but I think I have a strat or two to make it as efficient as possible. I do want to see if there's any other useful items back here. Especially, I don't know if there's any other moonstones or anything like that. Yeah, it's a dead end. Because we will need a lot of moonstones. We need, off the top of my head, I need 2 for Clefairy and regular Clefairy, 2 for Jigglypuff and regular tiny Jigglypuff. So that's 4. Then we need 1 per Nidoran male and Nidoran female, again, with shiny versions. So that's 8 moonstones total. I don't think there's just 8 sitting around. 1 in the Rocket Hideout. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that one last time, so I'll make sure to get it this time around too. And then it's probably a held item for Clefairy or something, so that'll probably be the way that I farm the rest of them. All right. Nope. We're getting the Helix fossil this time. All hail Lord Helix. It would be Emerald only because Emerald is the only one that has out-of-battle effects. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Any hidden items over here? This conspicuous flower patch, there's nothing? Okay, well. I don't know if teaching Mega Punch or Mega Kick is going to be the move. Much rather have Tackle, honestly, for the higher PP and the more reliable hit chance. So we'll leave that be. Let's see. I could go ahead and jump into the next RNG, which is Sandshrew. I believe Sandshrew is on this route. This is Route 4, right? I'll double check. Yeah, this is Route 4. So let's go ahead and get shiny Sandshrew real quick. And as I stated earlier, I was farming some seeds ahead of time, so I already know where a pretty close Sandshrew is. I changed this to Route 4. Sandshrew at 1600 away. It's modest, which is not good. But who cares? Definitely not me. And we got a modest male. And the IVs are 11, 16, 9. Nine, 5, 20. And I probably typed that in wrong. 11, 16, 9. Oh, 6, 5, 20. That's why. There we go. LNR seed button A held none. At 4,700 exactly. And I do want to do one thing really quickly, which is save this calibration for the cave, because that's probably going to translate to other caves in the future. And then go back to my outdoors calibration. So that's all recorded there. This is going to be my cave calibration moving forward. And I'm going to go back to my one for outdoors and see if that we're already on base there. Hopefully we are. And let's go ahead and give it a shot. How do I farm my own seeds? So I don't actually farm for them myself. What the community has done is gone ahead and this is the effort of several different people, but there's basically a Sheets document available for all the seeds that we know of in terms of a particular range. And so what I've done is I've gone through that document. I've found all the seeds that produce a shiny frame that's really close to me or isn't really long of a wait. And then I've cross-checked that with the encounter list to see if it's a target that I need or not. So I've done all of that ahead of time just so that I don't have to waste too much time doing that on stream. Yeah, and so people have used bots. I know that Blissey set up a bot themselves to kind of farm some of those seeds for either fire red or leaf green. I can't remember which. Oh, what are you? Yeah, you're impish. On seed and 2 frames late. So I'm going to calibrate that. Actually, I'll calibrate for 1 frame. So I'll make it... Hopefully that's not too much, or hopefully I don't have to do the full. I'll adjust it by 1, and then I will hit the button very aggressively. And that should net me the sand shrew. All right, second time's the charm. Let's do it. Let's get our little shrew guy. That is a shrew guy. Or gal. Maybe I was off seed? Felt like the input was pretty good. On seed. 1 frame early. Wow, yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't over-calibrate, that's for sure. I guess I need to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. Just the right amount of aggressive. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Now we're fine. We're all good. Alright, that might have not been aggressive enough. Let's see. I don't know what that was. Let's just try again. Okay, you've gotten my attention, sir. On seed, 1 frame late. I did that twice in a row. On seed, 1 frame late. Ridiculous. I've now hit on seed 1 frame early, on seed 1 frame late, on seed 2 frames late. So logically, this next attempt is going to be on seed 2 frames early. No, we're not going to hit on target. That's ridiculous. What a ludicrous idea. I'm pretty sure that's the one early. Oh, goodness. I'm sweating. What's happening? Oh, we don't need any birds in here. No, get those birds out of my face. Birds are not welcome here. That felt pretty good. Is it enough? It is a sand shrew, but it is the wrong one. Road to Amarillo. How does that one go again? I know I've heard it before. I mean, it's definitely worth a shot. It's not the worst thing that's been suggested to me. What is that, what's that country song? Amarillo by Morning? Is that the same song, or is that a different song? So I do know that one. Easily put an armadillo there. Armadillo by Morning. Although it is technically the afternoon, so... Don't know how far that's going to get us. Think that might be effective too? Okay. Never mind. We didn't even need it. That is barely different. You can barely even tell that's shiny. And man, this Spearow, not very strong, I will say. Yeah, even just thinking about the song, that's what brought it. Don't even have to sing. Sheesh. Sure, yeah, in a way. I recited the lyrics. May I just say that Ivysaur has been hitting these sleep powders without issue when it doesn't really matter, when you have really ample time to miss. It's not super important that you hit in these circumstances, but when you actually do need to hit, when it does matter, your accuracy seems to go all over the place. Yeah, that is barely different. That's kind of surprising. Figured Sandshrew would be more noticeable than that. But a shiny is a shiny. That much is true. Alright, and we'll catch Sandslash later, when it is something we can catch in the wild. So now we are finally in Cerulean City. And we are soon going to come into a decent sum of money, I will say, so that we never have to worry about it again, or at least I hope we don't have to worry about it again. We will first need to do a few things, and I think what we should do initially is go ahead and beat Misty here. Oh, I also don't necessarily want to carry around Sandshrew. So I'll put you up real quick. Now let's go ahead, get the second gym badge, just because we need to. Beat the rival, beat all the trainers up there, and let the nuggets pour in. Let the nugget bridge supply. The only way that I see us losing this is if Ivysaur misses multiple times and then dies. Then we might actually have a hard time. Also, Staryu outspeeds, which I wasn't expecting, but I guess that's fair. Ivysaur is a little dingus. And so Staryu is also, or Starmie is also going to outspeed probably. But that's fine. And why not have some fun with it? Little Leech Seed action, just in case. Makes things up to level 30 obey. That's good to know. Still not high enough to use Venusaur from Fire Red, but might be able to use some traded Pokemon for other things in the future. Alright, we'll heal one more time. Still want to use my bike that I don't have. Alright, I don't know how the rival fight's going to go, so we will just kind of take it easy. Be a little cautious here. Love that sand attack, Pidgeotto. Truly do. Ooh. But I also love crits. You don't use potions, do you? Here, hold on. How about I switch in you to reset my accuracy, and then we'll be all good. Ooh, very nice crit. Abracadabra. I don't think I've ever used the fame checker in my life. Metapod! I will happily diss it. How many of these trainers are there? Like 6? Not including the Rocket Grunt. And there's the first Razor Leaf miss. Of many to come, I'm sure. That's what we're about here at Lettuce Leaf Industries. Nothing but rage bait. And a tackle miss, too. They both have the same 95% accuracy, so... Neato. Personally, I don't think anything justifies the sequel's existence. Except for the fact that the Game Boy Advance needed its Kanto. I mean, there were a lot of silly decisions made for Fire Red and Leaf Green, let's be honest. Not being able to evolve Pokemon into their Johto forms until the post-game, like actually preventing it. Like if you max out your friendship with Golbat or a Crobat, or no, yeah, Golbat, the evolution screen will play, but then it'll just stop. It's insane. And also not being able to get Caesar and Steelix. It's kind of lame, the way they implemented that. Not to say that these are bad games. I think they're pretty solid. But there were some questionable decisions made, in my opinion. And speaking of questionable decisions, let's get pulverized by a Rocket Grunt, shall we? So the plan here is, in order for this glitch to work, I need to lose to the final guy on Nugget Bridge several times in a row. Every time I lose, I get a new nugget. Or every time I talk to him, I get a new nugget. And so I can just repeat that over and over again until I have as many nuggets as I want. So, looks like my weakest Pokemon is this Pidgey or this Rattata. Let's check the defense stats. 6. And, okay, so both 6. Yeah, these are all higher level. Oh, wait, hold on. That's level 3. Is that a little bit lower? 7. Okay, yeah. So, looks like I can go with Rattata or Pidgey. I'm thinking... Okay, hold on. Now we're really getting into the weeds. Now I'm going to look at the base stats. Base stats for Pidgey and Rattata. Alright. Pidgey's base defense is 40, HP 40, special defense 35. What about Rattata? Base HP is 30, defense 35, special defense 35. Okay, so Rattata is actually the better pick, because it has a lower base defense across the board. So our only Pokemon will be this level 2 Rattata. Yes, it is shiny, so that will delay some things, but what are you going to do? It's the only Pokemon I have. And now I'm just going to lose this battle over and over again and get me a nugget. Over and over again. And so I don't know exactly how much you get per nugget. I think it might be like 5,000 or something. But depending on how quickly this guy can knock me out, that'll be a decent amount of nuggets, hopefully. Go for the rat because it's a Mankey? Interesting. Interesting sentence. Alright, Rattata, I'm feeling good about this. Ekans could use any move other than Wrap. And that would be a Wrap. But apparently this Rocket Grunt has the AI of a wild Pokemon. Because he seems to be just using moves at random. Really not wanting to kill me. That's so funny. You should not be letting me do this. There we go. So I pay 48 Poké-Dollars, which is basically nothing. Yeah, Toxic Orb would be pretty handy. Don't think I have access to anything like that now. I guess I could get it in Fire Red and trade it over, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even if, you know, it had a Mankey, it would basically just be like which has the lower base defense. Because these Pokemon are so low level that it doesn't really matter, the typing. Ekans could kill me. Oh, I wonder if Poison Sting kills. It does, yeah. Because that's like a semi-real move. It's not even a real move most of the time. But Wrap is like so low in base power because of the residual damage that that's the only thing I'll survive. So now we're just on the grind, on the nugget grind. Grinding some nugs. Maybe after a few more times, I'll check and see just how much we get per nugget. See if this is actually something worthwhile. Seems like it is. But especially since we've been so short on money to buy all our Pokeballs in the early game. This should definitely help. Alright, so now even if you use Wrap, you will kill me. 5,000 each. That's what I thought. We will see. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Snack. So it's a net gain of 4,952 Poké-Dollars per battle. What a game this is. Why can't you open with Poison Sting? Can you do that? You're determined to draw it out as much as possible. You know my scheme. You know exactly what I'm doing. All right, we'll do it one more time and see what exactly we're getting out of this. I'll sell my star piece too. Don't know if that's worth more or less compared to a nugget. Let me make you an offer you can't refuse. Oh, 2,500 only? I guess we will see. There you go. Take me out first turn, please. Put me out of my misery. That's probably the fastest run we've had. I sure hope I excel. Alright, what kind of return are we getting on this? Nope. Okay, star piece is 4,900, very random, but okay. And nuggets are 5,000 a pop, very nice. So 25 grand already. That's pretty dang good. Does make me wonder, though. This will be good for getting all the money I need initially, but the money farming in the post-game on against the two beauty trainers on that island is much faster than this. So what I'll probably do is I'll farm nuggets for a while until I have all the money that I need for the foreseeable future, and then we can go ahead and move on. The only reason I'm indulging it now is because once I officially beat this guy, this is no longer something I can do. So I want to take advantage when I can. But yeah, 5,000 a pop sounds pretty worth it. Oh, you know another move. How nice. So 2 of your moves kill me instantly, 1 of your moves almost kills me, and 1 of your moves is useless. Very good to know. Would be nice if I have the amulet coin. Did I trade that over? I didn't do it. No, it would be in my bag. Actually, the amulet coin doesn't do anything for me because I'm not actually getting prize money. I'm just selling nuggets. So that wouldn't help at all, actually. Never mind. Coming in clutch for me. Finally starting to take me out first turn. Alright, now you're just joshing me. How long do we think I should do this? Is there a certain number of Pokédollars I need or would be very useful to have? Definitely want to buy a bunch of Pokeballs. But I don't think I'm going to be too short of money after doing this for a little bit. Especially once we get to the point where we can farm a good amount of money. Not even in the post-game, but with other trainers and the amulet coin. All of them? Okay. Well, what's the full capacity of Pokédollars in your inventory? Isn't it like 999,000? So at 5,000 a pop. Actually, I'm curious how long that would take. Let's see. 999,000 divided by 5,000. That is only 200 times. So sure, and I actually think that I will be keeping a bunch of Meowth with pickup for rare candies. Yeah, that's gonna come in handy. Meowth isn't a version exclusive, is it? It might actually be. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not doing this 200 times, but I will amass a decent amount of change here while I can. What are you trying to say, Amino? You don't think Meowth is exclusive? Okay, good. His pickup will come in clutch, especially when we're trying to get up everything to the right level. What I'm thinking is I will probably just catch all my encounters, and when we get to the point where we have everything, but not everything's evolved or not everything's leveled up, I may just put that off and go ahead and start hoeing. So that by the time we're done with everything, by the time I've caught all the Pokemon, all the encounters are taken care of, then we will have all the resources we need to be efficient with the leveling process, including the item duplication at the Emerald Battle Tower. But I don't know, because it would take a lot of time to trade the rare candies over to Fire Red and Leaf Green. It would also take a long time to trade all the Pokemon I need to level up over to Emerald. So, I don't know. It is really hard to kind of keep track what is where. Not only the different versions within a generation, but the different versions in different generations. You know, talking about the differences between red, blue, and yellow, fire red, leaf green, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. A lot can get mixed up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a save here. Exactly. There is so much information you gotta store in that noggin. You are not remembering which particular encounters are exclusive to the Japanese-only version of green. Just not happening. Alright, where are we sitting money-wise? That's what I want to know. That's pretty good. How many of these suckers can we buy? A full stack for only 19,000. Another full stack for another 19,000. We're probably pretty good on Pokeballs. Yeah. Why don't I do this a few more times? Nothing crazy, just a little bit more here and there. And then we'll be on our way. Just trying to waste my time, aren't you? Alright, I'll do it one more time. Just one more nugget. Gotta get my fix, man. One more nugget. Then I'll be done with this. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I'll get this item. I think it's rare candy. Yep. Yeah. I can stop anytime I want to. I definitely don't have a problem. I don't have any issue with nuggets whatsoever. Just one more rock. It's not just a boulder. I'm not nervous. What are you talking about? I'm not tense. Oh, it actually killed me with rap. Interesting. Don't think Spearow is going to come in handy in the near future. Are we replacing... So, Clefairy's level 10. Geodude's level 7. Are you useful? Let's replace you with Sandshrew. Yeah, you two. Have a couple open slots in the party. That'll be good. Alright, let's murder this guy. Let's kill him. And that's my last nugget. Very last one. Unless, of course, I lose this battle unintentionally. Which would be a hell of a thing. Be very impressive if he beat me. But of course, you know, missing Razor Leaf and all definitely increases the chances of something going on. Something going horribly, horribly wrong. I swear this is the last time. Okay. I think I might be calling it soon here. This is Route 25, and this is Route 24. I think the encounter table is pretty similar. Oh, let me go ahead and take care of this guy first. You just got Wrapped. All right, let me get this item down here. So I think there's an item, is there not? Pretty sure. And these Pokemon are around level 11, so my other teammates are going to be good for... There's no item, really? I could have sworn there was an item down here. I guess I'm insane. Good one, Shargo. Okay, yeah, so the plan with Mime and Jinx, I cannot get them shiny as trades, and also trade Pokemon have their own OTs and set stats and everything, so it wouldn't technically be mine. So in Fire Red, I actually traded for them, and then I bred them so that I have fresh Mr. Mime, Jinx, and that applies to the Farfetch'd and the Lickitung as well. And so, to get the shinies, I will either need to breed for them in Fire Red and Leaf Green, or breed for them in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and trade the egg over to Fire Red and Leaf Green to hatch them with the Kanto Met location. So I'm going to do the latter, because doing egg RNG in this game is awful, as I stated before. And, okay, so hold on. Let me double check the encounter slots for Route 24 and 25. I think they're basically the same. I just need to double check. So there's Bellsprout, 25%, and then there's Abra at 15 on 24, and 25. Does anything change? It's exactly the same. Okay, great. So in that case, I'll move on up here. Less NPCs. Actually, do you move? I don't care. All right. And, yeah, I do need to think about what I want to do with Abra, because I can just get one from the game corner. So I don't need to worry about all the teleport shenanigans. Or I could just go YOLO and sleep powder at first turn, hope that it hits at a 75% chance, and then throw a Pokeball and hope that it catches first ball before it wakes up. What do y'all think? What sounds like the better idea? Down for whatever, you know? Could go either way. Yeah, and I don't have these shiny spreads mapped out yet. I have some... You want to go for the YOLO? Yeah, I have some shinies that I've kind of looked at as potentials, but I don't know what encounter slots or what, so... Let me just double check here. We're looking at Route 25. 24 and 25. I wonder if they have the same encounter slots. Like if I do this, and I change it to 24... No, it just changes the level. It doesn't change the encounter slot. So, that one is taken. What about this one? Encounter slot 1. Are you a Bellsprout? No, you're a Caterpie. Alright, what about you? You're a Caterpie. Alright, that's the same slot. I shouldn't be checking the same one over and over again. That... Oh, that's not the one I want. I want this. It's a Pidgey. Alright, what about this one? Alright, so we have a Bellsprout at 2087. So what I'll probably do, and yeah, there's a couple there. So yeah, what I'll probably do is between now and next time, I will map out some of these encounters, see which of these is probably going to be best to go for. I want to conserve some of my rarer encounter slots, so I'll look into it in the intermediate. But otherwise, yeah, pretty solid day. Finished Mount Moon, finished Route 4, and I got some nugs, which I was not addicted to at all. There was definitely no concern of me having a nugget dependence or nugget addiction of any kind. So, thank you all for stopping by today. Next time, we will be finishing out this route, getting the business dealt with Bill, hopefully making it to Rock Tunnel, because I don't think there's many encounters on the route leading up to Rock Tunnel that we don't already have. There will be some, but not like a ton. So, yeah, catch me Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, yeah, y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Hope to see you.